Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. What you're hearing in the background is Lum, who is playing as France. Toy Jet is here. He's playing as America, and I'm playing as Britain, and we're going to see if we can hold France.
Okay,
that is
starting suddenly a fucking episode in the middle of me talking.
Yes, we did that.
You've been denied, Lum.
We're going to hopefully see if Britain and France together can hold France with America there as the arsenal of democracy. And to see
I'm offended, I'm going to eat a hot dog.
We'll eat a hot dog. Well, that is fine. We're starting the clock while you're eating a hot dog.
You are allowed.
You are allowed. That means he won't do it, because if I said no, he would do it. And if I say yes, he won't. You know, I mean, it's... Unless he really just is hungry and wants to eat the hot dog.
You have invented radar.
Yes, we have radar.
I have invented radar.
I don't even have the radio yet.
I've got radar stations right now. I
forgot the radio again.
Wow, that's French.
Yeah, I know. It's so French. I don't know why, but I keep forgetting the radio research in Black Eyes.
Yeah,
the normal industrial research tree is so big that I keep forgetting that there's another one.
Now that we're in 38, I have ones I need to do there too.
Oh.
Can I build a factory somewhere outside of Europe? Not really. Oh yeah, we can build up there, okay.
Oh god, they put a lot of mustard on this.
Good, I love lots of mustard. That's good mustard.
I don't hate the mustard, but it's weird when you combine it with mayo when there's more fucking
I'm not a mayo eater, so I'm not a mayo eater.
Well, you have American mayo, I have French mayo. French mayo is way better.
Maybe I'd like it, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had it.
It's more eggy, less oily.
Yeah. I might like it.
The mustard is also French. Mm.
Now, Lum has chose to go down de Gaulle's plan for the defense of France.
I heard his name before. I never heard of what's the other guy? Maxime, whatever that guy.
Yeah, well, de Gaulle got in trouble because he wrote a book towards a professional army, and it's actually, I haven't read it, but I read about it. I've yet to find a English translation of it because no, I don't read French.
Why not?
Why not? Because I'm an American. Didn't you know that? Americans don't speak other languages, so yeah, I thought you knew that. But
then again, most of the Americans speak Spanish.
No, most of us don't.
Not most of it, I should say a lot of it.
A lot of Americans do speak Spanish, yes. And it wasn't really for what was said in the book is why he got in trouble. It was the title. The French government was vehemently against a professional army. They feared a professional army. They wanted to maintain this is sort of going back to USA Man's earlier question, the difference between the French and the British army at the time.
The problem with a professional army is you can actually influence them as a singular person. Say a general, for example, could actually influence a professional army, while what's it called?
Mass army or
a mass army is more just the people.
Right, and they were worried politically that there might be a coup of some, and so they feared a professional army. And
it's easier to coup with.
Right.
And knowing the French, they would have.
They might have, but it's a bad political situation that the politicians are running the country so badly that they're thinking that either the army thinks it should or could have a coup, where the British, of course, were running a professional army and did not fear its army.
But the British were running it for way longer than the French did. The French just basically got the German the German unification were so badly beaten that there was barely anything left of a government at all.
Well, yeah, the
German unification war, which is
German unification.
Germany walking to Paris,
and then besieging Paris. Well, it was a long siege.
Vichy, destroy Vichy, then walking back to Germany because nobody wanted to surrender because nobody could.
All right, and so the political stability of France's government is very bad. And I don't know if it's gotten any better.
Who's in charge right now? I don't remember his name.
The little guy, Macron.
Yeah, Macron. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. And
Macaroni?
Yeah, that guy.
Yep. And
understandable.
That's sort of how bad things are in France.
I don't know all of it about him, but from what I heard, he's not that great.
No, he's not. He's sort of I would describe it as an authoritarian centrist, and very willing to use police and other elements to crush dissent to his.
France was close to going communist at this time.
Oh, at this time, yeah.
That was one of the big things that was basically fought against by the French people.
If you look back, I think it's around right now, 1934. There was a lot of street battles between the fascists and the communists and socialists in France.
Even if you look at base game Hoi, the two big trees that France has going democratic, going commie. The point of going what's the other one? Fascist is barely there. And neutral is even less there.
Yeah,
because
I don't think
historically saying it was the most likely event.
Right.
Anschluss.
It depends. Yep, they're moving forward. It depends. How far do you want to consider fascism to be, as in right or left wing? Signature treaty must attend.
Depends
Okay.
what flavor of fascism you're going with.
Yeah, I hear you. Because fascism is a revolutionary ideology. And is it a right-wing revolutionary group? Well, it comes out of socialism, has a lot of socialistic tendencies, but it is very nationalistic. Where in France, there is a right wing, but the problem is it's in three factions. 2 royalist and 1 imperialist. Two Bourbonist factions and a Bonapartist faction.
I was about to say Bonapartist, yeah.
Yeah, and so because there's 2 different claimants to the French royal throne, depending on how you want to do that. So it's very ununified.
I know about the Bonaparte faction.
There's the Bonapartists, and then there's the.
But I know mostly about them because Napoleon gave us our constitution, or more or less, his invasion gave the Swiss the constitution.
I am researching the M1 combat car.
Damn, son. Why not?
M1 combat car.
Prepare for the fury of democracy.
But I'm researching the Hotchkiss.
Yes, but the combat car.
But the Hotchkiss.
Combat car.
It has kiss in its name. Come on.
Combat car. Gamer just cracked open a cold one.
That was actually me, but okay.
It was long.
Oh, it was you.
I mean, you do understand that I'm basically on a constant stream of just drinking beer right now.
Isn't that you, like, most weekends, though?
No. Yeah, I mean, weekends, yes. Under the week, I don't drink.
Right.
That's a fact. I don't drink on the week. Only on weekends.
That's fine. See, Lum is a professional. He knows how to do things right.
I'm a professional alcohol.
No, not an alcoholic, but...
Yes, that's what I am. Totally.
Yes.
Alpes. Where the fuck is that? Is that a mainland one? Sound like something I'm familiar with. How the fuck do I get the States view again? Fuck. There. It's just some random ass fucking colony
I just
again.
realized this is a German marching. Don't think Frederick the Great's Grenadier March is fitting for the US, you know.
Not likely.
I mean,
let's be
I
honest.
don't mind it, but it's not fitting the whole theme, is it?
Is it inevitable or... hard to say. For the next question in Gamer's chat, the gamer hasn't read yet.
I'll get to it in a moment. Flying boat. Looking at...
It's USA, man, a flying boat, you dingus. He's basically asking about the attack on Pearl Harbor from Japan.
Is the attack on Pearl inevitable, or is it possible that Japan never attacked? Yes, it's possible that, but...
I mean, at the same time, the attack went pretty damn well. The problem is they didn't have a follow-up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with another carrier here.
Please.
But just one carrier from that. I talk a lot about it, USA Man, in my recent series on Pearl Harbor, playing Order of Battle, that I put out this last week because it's the 79th anniversary a few days ago.
Pearl Harbor. Woo, happy Pearl Harbor Day.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, love, no! No!
Sorry, but it was such a good preparation for that bullshit.
No! Jesus, love, you can't do that! He's a freedom man!
That's exactly why I'm doing it.
Christ.
Oh man, it's like congratulating Germany on the loss in the Second World War. I love it. It's perfect.
Congratulations, the Arizona blew up.
Yes. No, it's not inevitable, because it's not inevitable that the Navy decides to commit suicide, the Japanese Navy.
The Navy didn't commit suicide. It was the Air Force that committed suicide.
No, Japan did not have Japan did not have an Air Force.
Not Air Force, but I mean the air wing from the Navy.
Yes, it commits suicide, but the Navy decides to commit suicide by attacking America, and they know it.
They kind of suicided there.
Not the one battle. No, they know they're going to be defeated. The Navy knows it's going to be defeated, basically.
No, the Navy thought America's going to surrender.
No, the Army thought the America was going to surrender. But
because they were still thinking, oh, America is weak. They just had a big depression, or they're still in a big depression.
Well, they thought it was going to be like the war with the Russians, the 1905 war with Russia. You know, where when the Japanese attacked Russia.
Oh, when the Japanese attacked. I was like, what?
Yeah. And then Russia sends its fleet all the way around to Japan, and then Japan sinks it. It thinks it's going to be like that. But the Navy, it wasn't until the promise of steel from the Army to build more naval ships did the Navy finally agree to attack America. So Japan had an oil embargo against them. But Japan cannot attack America without the Navy. I mean, the Army wanted to do it. That wasn't the question. It was whether the Navy was willing to attack America.
The Army wanted to do it, but it didn't have any way to get to America.
Yeah.
Oh yes, invasion. With what? Like paddle boats? What the fuck are you waiting with?
When you Kon-Tiki your way to Guam.
Well, you gotta understand here. I truly believe, from everything that I've read, that the army in Manchuria, the Japanese army in Manchuria, was not under the control of even the army central headquarters back in Tokyo, let alone the political government of Japan, which also did not have control of the army, generally speaking, nor the navy.
I mean, the political government of Japan, wasn't it the emperor, basically?
Well, no, there was prime ministers. The emperor had very light touches on all of the politics. He was informed.
Really thought about Japan that much. I just know it was basically under an emperor.
Yeah, it was an emperor, but he's more of a figurehead, and definitely a figurehead in the running of the government. Meaning he's getting informed, meaning he has quiet words with, political leaders and whatnot, or has trusted intermediaries have quiet words with leaders, but he's not running things. That's really not how it's done in Japan at the time. It's the prime minister is running the government, the civil government. The army's out of control of the civil government for sure, and I believe even the Manchurian, the Japanese army stationed in Korea and Manchuria is out of control from the army that's back in headquarters back in Tokyo, and then the navy it's doing its own thing. So there's sort of like two armies, a navy, and a civil government, and so the civil government may be pursuing one.
It's disgusting that they're fucking pieces, but meh. I thought there was still somewhat commanding.
In my understanding, the thing that gets the ball rolling against China is very much a local operation by the Japanese officers in Manchuria, not planned in Tokyo, not approved by Tokyo. Now, once it happens,
wait a sec, what is actually happening in China right now? Dear Lord, it's fucking boring as fuck.
Yeah, I don't understand all this. Just what. I see a bunch of colors here. And sure
I do love that the Sichuan click appeared. Led by Liu Xiang. Oh man, I'm trying to pronounce it French out of some fucked up reason.
Chemical industry. I'll try that one. And so, with all that going on, no, it is not inevitable that Japan attacks.
I think it is kind of inevitable.
No, because Yamamoto does not want to go to war.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is the idea of America basically having an embargo on oil of them.
Right, but they're not attacking America to get America's oil. They're attacking the Dutch to get the Dutch oil. They're afraid that America is going to intervene.
It's the Philippines. They're basically
they're worried,
Americans,
but I don't know. There was a lot of
basically intervening into the Chinese Sea.
There's a lot of American opposition to going into the war, and I think there's a lot of opposition to to going after Japan, going into war, and so.
To be honest, if Pearl Harbor didn't happen, I don't think America would have gone immediately to the war.
No, they would not have. I don't think so. Now, could FDR take them into war? Yes, but it won't be a popular war, and it might be so unpopular that they'd take enough.
It's split the nation.
Yeah, and they'd take enough combat losses, like they did at times, and then they, would be willing to sign a peace treaty. But because of Pearl Harbor, America's pissed off all to hell. I mean,
that's just kind of pissed them off to the point of no reason anymore, because their propaganda worked pretty well.
Right. Well, no, it's not just propaganda. Trust me, they got
just propaganda, but propaganda worked pretty well.
Yeah, no, it did, but they really, really got pissed over it.
I haven't seen the statistics of most Americans died to a singular thing recently. There's like I don't know if it's actually true. I haven't researched it or anything.
I don't know what you're talking about at the moment.
Okay, that has nothing to do with Pearl Harbor or anything. It's just something that I have to point out. There's a list. Now, again, I haven't researched anything, but of recent deaths to a singular like thing, Pearl Harbor is like 6th, and like at least 4 of the positions in the top 10 are taken by COVID right now.
Could be. More people died on 9/11 than died in Pearl Harbor,
but again,
I believe.
I don't think it's completely true because the Spanish flu isn't on there. But again, it's recent, but Spanish flu, I mean, still pretty recent, I would say.
Yeah, a lot more people died in Spanish flu than died so far of COVID, that's for sure.
No, not so far. I said daily, on a daily count.
Oh, on a daily basis, yeah.
That's why I mean 4 of the days have been COVID.
Now,
most deaths, and like Pearl Harbor is one of the lowest.
Probably one of the biggest, though, is the blowing up of the Arizona, because approximately half of the deaths in Pearl Harbor happened
Again, like I said, I haven't researched it. I'm just pointing it out.
When the Arizona blew up, over 1,000 people died that moment, and very few people on the Arizona had died before. But that's when it went bluey. That really took out about 1,000 plus people.
One of my spies have died. What?
You had a spy? The French had a spy?
Yeah, I sent one to Germany because I have like 4 available.
I'm only doing some to repress.
I don't think Mr. Hitler found that to be a poggers moment.
He didn't think
Not
of
gonna
me
lie.
as a little
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you started it. Shut up.
I really need to shut the fuck up.
Depth charges.
How is the voltage not over 20% yet? Actually, we're only in 38 yet. Oh.
Well, we can't do that one yet. We haven't been doing many of these.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely magnificent. Yeah. Ooh.
Been some more factories in Paris. And Champagne.
Paris.
Paris and Champagne.
Paris.
And Normandy.
Paris.
One in Normandy.
Why the fuck is it playing La Marseillaise again? That makes
Are you okay there? You having a little bit of a stroke?
Marseillaise.
Do we need to call someone? Should I get
No,
Eric
he's sounding
in
his
here?
he's sounding his normal activity. So you know, I don't think so.
I still think he has a stroke. I'm gonna call Eric.
Call Eric. Tell him to call the ambulance.
Yeah, I don't know where you live. He knows.
He
I'm
knows
being
where I live,
helpful
but
here, okay? If you actually had a stroke right now, he would most likely save your ass, you know?
Not gonna lie though, I don't have faith in Eric actually being able to tell them my address.
Hey. Then again, he has me up his ass.
But I am confident he could Google Earth it or Google Maps it.
Okay, yeah, well that gets it.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have had friends that I've gone over to their house multiple times, and I wouldn't remember their exact, street address. I just know it's like the third house from the end of the block, and it's red or whatever the color.
Yeah.
Building, it's red.
Well, I mean, none of my friends' house has been red, but you know what I mean. It's just recognize where it is and could describe it. At the corner of third house down from the corner of this street, and that street. And,
yeah, but that works in America where streets are basically squares.
Yeah, I know.
But Europe is kind of naturally developed. We don't have like planned out squares.
Yeah, I've been to Europe. I've lived in Edinburgh, right up here in Edinburgh.
Yeah, so you know that doesn't
Yeah,
really work
yeah, I
in
know.
Europe.
Well, I sort of, I mean, you can sort of kind of do it the third house from the end of the whatever, Prince's
It
Street
depends how
or
local the ambulance
yeah,
or whatever you're calling is.
yeah,
At
yeah.
that point, yes, I give you that. But if the person isn't very local, he's gonna go, dude,
Yeah.
what do you
Right, yeah.
mean?
I mean, places that I knew, I could get to. Oh, it's in Jamaica Muse, which is a location of a friend who lived there years ago. So yeah, no,
About a
it's
language, Mr. USA man, actually.
um,
He just said something in chat again.
when I moved to America because USA Man is from Brazil.
Oh, he's from
Who
Brazil.
lives in America for most of his life, I believe.
Boys, it's arrived. The M1 combat car.
M1 callback car, cool.
The M1 combat car.
Restriction upon Bulgaria lifted. Okay, sure.
Not that we care.
Boys.
Again,
Yes, you have the
Brazil, that would
combat
be
car. Are you
Portuguese,
producing it yet? Are you producing it yet?
I don't have the military factories to.
He has the design for the M1 combat car, but he hasn't produced the combat car yet.
Can't
How
use
many
the
military
combat.
factories do you actually have?
I have 35 military factories.
You have more than me, shut the fuck up.
No, that's never look here. I have 26 military factories.
Yeah.
You're surprised if you actually start learning a different language. If you actually speak it a decent amount, how fast your brain can switch between languages. And sometimes just uses a different language, translate it to your main language, and then speaks that out. Like, it's fucked up how easy that happens.
My German improves, very rapidly. Within days, just 2 or 3 days being in Germany, or my French improves being in France, just because it's a survival thing, because I need to speak it. And where I can't speak it well now. And it's a survival thing. And so, yeah, if you go back to Brazil or go to Portugal, USA Man, I'm sure you'll be picking up your Portuguese.
That's what I mean. It's just
it's a survival thing. It's a use thing. It's a survival.
No,
you need to.
It's how you speak it or how proficient you are in a language. For example, I do actually think a lot of times in English, even though I'm speaking to German people, like even though I speak German, just somehow some thoughts are easier in English than some thoughts. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but sometimes you just switch. And suddenly you're back into German, and you suddenly think German again.
Well, none of my foreign languages have been.
It does make a difference because it changes how fast you react to things. Like, if I'm in an English state, I'm gonna be having a hard time suddenly going back to German. Or like, not going back to German, like translating my thoughts into German.
Sometimes if I'm really tired, I just start mixing English and Norwegian if I'm talking to someone, and it becomes this very strange, not pretty mix that no one can really understand.
Yeah, same problem.
No, none of my languages have I been that.
Yeah, but you don't live in a foreign...
that good on it to be.
Again, you do not live
level.
in a foreign area where you actually have mostly to speak the language, or have a hobby where you have to mostly speak that language.
No, I haven't.
For example, my hobby is playing games, and most of the people speak English, so I am kind of adapted to English.
Anglois.
Yeah, English.
Anglois. But at least we can all agree that Denmark is not a real place.
No, I like Denmark.
Pretty shit.
Yeah, that's trying to trigger him.
Is he talking? Denmark. I don't know. There's fucking Atlantis or something.
I mean, no wait, that's different country. I was about to say, yeah, it's about to sink.
Yeah, no, Denmark is about to sink as well. Denmark is as flat as the Netherlands.
Yes. I don't know, man.
Well, the Netherlands is actively reclaiming territory from the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, Denmark is not just sitting there building bridges. I mean, fuck, Denmark doesn't exist. Cock.
Just admits Denmark exists.
He doesn't. He accepts that the region called Denmark exists, but it isn't its own government.
It's a region of the Skagerrak. There is no. It's not inhabited. It's just ocean. It's a seabed formation. Am I reaching you? You're gonna edit that part out, okay?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Hey,
I know what
Beamslam, your toy jet is the anti-Denmark around here.
I know what episode 3 is. This 3 or
It's
4?
not anti-Denmark. It's just
We're in
really
episode 3 of this series.
Yeah, I know what episode 3 is gonna be named now.
what?
Toy admits Denmark is real.
Yes, we know toy.
No!
The oldest kingdom in the world.
Lies! Deception!
Again, USR brings up a good point. I mean, medieval English is kind of a lot of German influence.
Pre-Norman English is what you're talking about. Yes,
almost like
that's
were
not medieval.
Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah, that you're talking. What he's really talking about is the Anglo-Saxon language, which
does have a lot of influence by German.
Oh yeah. No, it's very Germanic. It's just when I hear it, it's just sort of like just slightly out of reach. It's all sounding familiar, but it's just
something about it. It sounds right, but at the same time wrong.
Yeah, but it's not harsh like German. It still flows more like English.
It's like
if you actually hear Anglo-Saxon.
Speaking to like what's it called whatever they speak in the Netherlands.
Dutch.
Dutch. There we go. Thanks. I couldn't remember it in English. Basically, it's like listening to somebody speak Dutch. It's like the words sound right, but something it doesn't mean anything.
Right. Yeah, no, it's that type of thing, and Anglo-Saxon is that type of thing. Where medieval English is English, but it's not quite. It's the Canterbury Tales. If you've read the USA Man, you can easily look up the book. I'm sure it's online for free because it's out of copyright, obviously. The Canterbury Tales. That would be medieval English. Later on, Renaissance English, you're getting into Shakespeare. That would be
English.
Yeah, that would be Renaissance English.
Shakespeare.
But I haven't heard you speak USA Man, but you'd be able to understand a lot of the Canterbury Tales of Chaucer.
Do know. Did somebody just comes in?
Yeah.
Bruh, hello.
Hello, Ethan Tran. How you doing?
And it's the ghost Spike.
Not gonna lie though, if like.
Well, goodbye.
Damn, that guy is
it was
fucking
like,
on it.
Checks are on their own. We're gonna let the checks go. We're not ready to go to war.
Gamer, no.
Conference. Leave the checks to their fate. I'm sad.
No.
Chamberlain is a little bitch.
I've already let them to their fate.
Yeah, I'm just saying the Chamberlain's fault. It's not my fault. I would have done it. Chamberlain didn't. Who's actually in charge of France right now? Oh, it's still Daladier.
Daladier. So at least that's how we pronounce it.
Daladier. Actually, that's right. Yeah. That's more French. You know, there's like different kinds of. How much French do I need to use on this word? I know how French like pronounce the words, but it's like, do I need to use that much French, or do I need to use a little more German?
Right. Yeah. I know how to pronounce the, shall we say, Anglo-American or whatever version of things like Daladier. I don't know how close that is to the actual French pronunciation of it.
Sounds pretty French, so it should be right?
Yeah.
Daladier.
Because I am somewhat of an educated American, but that doesn't mean but I don't quite actually speak real French, and so they may pronounce it different.
Je n'ai pas parlé français.
And so, yeah.
Je suis bien. Et toi?
But et toi, you too, or something like that? Or
et toi means you too, yes.
Yeah.
Or it's more like, and you?
Yeah, and you, right.
See, I see Beamslam going on about Denmark being the oldest kingdom in the world, but it's I'm sorry, but you're wrong. See, Denmark is commonly mistaken for Atlantis.
See,
Atlantis, of course, which was real, unlike Denmark, which is
if
just
I'm
an undersea
remembering
formation.
correctly, Beamslam actually served in the Danish army, so he might be able to invade you.
Danish guy.
So he might be able to invade you, Toyjet. So, and he knows how to use machine guns and things. Actually, knows how to use them.
What
So
Denmark will invade?
So no, I'm not saying Denmark. I'm saying he may invade you because I think he's capable of it. He could probably get in a boat and get up to your place. Not that difficult.
What do you
storm
mean?
ashore.
We make the most advanced anti-ship missiles in the world. His dinghy
He's actually not wrong. He's actually right there. They do that.
It's like the one thing we have to pride ourselves on. It's naval missiles and the Ostøver.
Yeah, but I'm saying literally get in the boat and sail up to, because Beamslam, he lives in this part of Norway right here. I'm not giving out his exact address. It's in this part of the.
I just want to point out, gamer, like a fourth of the Norwegian population lives within that part of Norway.
Yeah, actually true.
Well, I'm talking these two provinces right here, not the whole, just this little area here.
Yeah.
Just that's right there.
Toyjet also lives there.
Yeah, Toyjet and Eric both live there. Yes, and so yeah, you can go after them there. Yeah, I'll dox myself. I live. Let's get over to. I live somewhere in this province of Los Angeles.
So,
here, yeah.
Have I just been
province
outed?
of California, which is like the size of Norway.
No, Los Angeles area here.
Have I just been outed by the very man
I do know actually the town you live in because it's the old town Eric used to live in. I could even out you more.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not actually trying to out him that much, but yeah.
No.
So yeah.
Look it up on Google Maps. You can post in Gamers Discord if you want. I'll tell you.
Gamer
You can
just said
post
he lives
pictures.
in
I'll
Los
tell you if you're
Angeles,
getting
but I
closer
thought
or
he
further
lived
away.
outside of Los Angeles.
Okay, let's stop pausing it here. Actually, trying to get. Why doesn't it let me research this?
Might be because America hasn't researched it, and because that seems to be a big deal.
It's obviously because America hasn't researched the next level of carriers.
Allied anger needs to be 2%.
No, that's
America.
an increase in the Allied anger being effective, or like.
Okay.
You know what? I will allow the Africa Corps song to play though. Not gonna lie, because that one's fucking. That one's mint. That's a good song.
That one is a fucking banger.
Oh no, I know why, because I was in the wrong thing selected. That's why. Oh, never mind.
Dumbass.
Yeah, I was being a dumbass. Absolutely.
Yeah, I do that over so often, but.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, no, it's.
Oh shit! I just noticed that for a lot of political power. So, oh yeah, I researched. I did that focus.
Right. More slots available. Okay, here. This slot. Now this one, I can come here and get this. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so Beamslam can actually get in a boat and invade you.
I mean, I don't think he even needs to get into a boat if he actually lives there.
Well, he lives in Denmark, so you got to get across the Skagerrak. Yeah.
Let's
Or he's saying he's going to drive through Sweden.
The thing is, everything in Norway is sicko expensive. I mean, it is in Denmark as well, but even more so in Norway. He won't be able to refuel his boat.
You think you're expensive, but you haven't lived in Switzerland yet.
That's true. I'm complaining, but actually Lem should be the one complaining. But as a Norwegian, I must complain. It's a cultural thing. I'm sorry.
Mountain artillery is artillery that is specifically portable in mountains.
It's mountain artillery.
Yeah.
It's literally, as if for Switzerland, it's literally drawn by bike.
Well, however, able to be broken down into small components or smaller components and moved about.
Not gonna lie, I don't see the problem with bike pulled artillery.
Well, not pull. No. The idea is that you take the wheels off, you take the gun barrel off the main carriage thing, and you then be able to disassemble it and get it up the side of a mountain and reassemble it quickly.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to be the guy that just pulls up with like a howitzer barrel, you know?
Well, you have probably 2 or 3 guys carrying the howitzer barrel, but yeah.
A little story about having barrels with you. We had a guy in school that was basically bringing a barrel of a gun, completely simple, just a barrel, and nearly got kicked out of school for just that.
That's wacky stuff. It used to be in America you could take your guns to school.
Yeah, but it's America. I mean, we in Switzerland have reasonable laws with not having guns at school, but at the same time, it's literally just tube. The only difference is the tube had some specific.
Well, pack artillery is mountain artillery. I mean, that's just a different. It's packable artillery is another term for it.
Isn't he talking about packers in the German?
No, he's No, he's saying PACK artillery.
Okay, no, that's
that's that, and that just pack artillery is shortened for like packable or however the original term artillery.
I was just trying to reason with.
Oh yeah, no,
Pack up in
PAK,
as in
Panzerabwehrkanone, right? Yes.
Beam stamp. Yeah, boat is easier because if you want to go over land, you would have to go through Sweden. If you go through Sweden, you're gonna get the Rona.
All you need is a Seacraft carrier. Clearly, a Seacraft carrier.
well, the Swedes might object to him bringing his machine gun up to there.
Not gonna lie, you can just buy one in Sweden.
Yeah, I hear it's easier to buy hand grenades.
They shouldn't be able to buy guns openly.
Sweden is just a black pit right now. It's been for a couple of years.
I've actually heard that the Prime Minister is thinking about changing their mind and kicking all those people out. I don't know if that's correct.
They're talking a lot, but nothing's ever getting done in Sweden. That's the problem.
But what I understand is it's actually the political leadership is starting to talk, which is new.
Political leadership is finally going a little bit right-wing, not full right-wing, but reasonable right-wing.
I mean, we'll have to see. That'd be a sizable percentage of the Swedish population out.
No,
well, I think they should.
It would be a reasonable portion of not Swedish people out of Sweden.
Yeah, I didn't say Swedes. I said the Swedish population. People inhabiting Swedish lands, not.
But they're not integrating.
No, that's true.
They're not integrating, and it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
The problem with people that don't integrate is if you bring more of them in, they're just not going to integrate even more.
Right. No, absolutely, Lum. Whatever you think of those people, good or bad, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about they're not integrating. It could be just as bad for Sweden if a bunch of Americans showed up and just, only, ate microwave food and did other objectionable things to the Swedes and setting up their own country, within their territory. So it's just
China, let's do that.
And so
send some support to China. Actually, how does China look right now? China's being beaten pretty hard.
Let's take a quick look at China over here.
Not all of the coastal regions have been taken.
Do we think that the buffs haven't kicked in, or do you think the buffs are only against the human player?
Yeah, the buffs are only against human players.
Right.
Japan gets its own buffs when it's an AI player, so it does get some buffs.
Yeah. I see China has some of the buffs they had against me as well, but not all of them.
Well, you can't. There's so much stuff that you got to scroll down to see it all. God.
Yeah, that's the problem with China. There's so much shit.
Yeah. Well, I think
the AI is doing well, but that is because it's a paradox AI, and the AI cheats.
Yes.
I mean, it is AI in general. You can't make an AI on human level just because.
Look at how few divisions China has, though. Look at how few divisions. I have an attaché with China, just so you know. And there was like maybe they have one division along most of the front line, but not the entire front line.
Japan gets a lot of buffs destroying their equipment even harder than you would.
Yeah.
Not just their equipment, most like also their manpower. They just destroy them a lot harder.
No,
like a single attack by you is like 2 attacks by the Japan being played by AI.
I'm getting a little worried about too many Catholics coming to America.
Catholics.
Because
In unum Deum Spiritu Christi.
Because I don't
I'm
know
worried about having more religion in this world because I am a real hardline atheist, and I think religion is just generally speaking bad.
Well, okay, I get that point, but see, my point is I can't. It's hard for me to look to a Catholic country, a country that's dominated by Catholics, that I really want to live in. See, it's a cultural thing. It's not the
religion is shit. Religion
No. Okay, Lum, that's a different.
Religion in the modern era should not lead a country. It's fucking disastrous if it does.
Lum. Please calm down on that issue. We can talk about that sometime, but that's not the point here. The point is, when I look at a Protestant countries, I see well-run countries that I could conceivably want to live in. But when I look at Catholic countries,
one second. No, just one point.
I'm talking the culture more than the belief system, Lum.
Yes, again, it's the culture, not the belief system.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The culture of Catholicism. I'm not talking about what people believe, whether there's God or no God. That's a different issue. We can talk about it some other time. That's not what I'm talking about here.
I'm not saying that the belief in a God is bad. I just say that the belief in the Christian idea is an absolute shit show.
But see, I'm disagreeing, but also that's not what I'm talking about. Is because when I look at, because this is what America has traditionally been a Protestant country. It is becoming more and more Catholicized. And I have a hard time looking around the world and going, yeah, I want to be more like, pick the Catholic country. Poland? No, I don't want to be more like Poland. I don't want to be more like France. I don't want to be more like Spain. I don't want to be more like Brazil. I don't want to be more like Argentina. I don't want to be more like Italy. These countries have...
The problem is perfection has never been reached by anyone.
No, we're not talking perfection. We're talking how things
I'm
basically
not saying
run.
Perfection as in really perfect, but I've seen perfection in the idea of, for a reasonable being of normal intelligence, perfection as in just a good government or a good
What I'm saying is the Protestant culture has, I'm not talking about perfection, but the Protestant culture seems to produce better run countries, at least to me, at least for what I think I see in countries. And this is what I'm worried about. Too many people, not beam slam coming from Brazil, because I don't mind few people, but we were just talking about large numbers of people coming into a country. We're getting too many people.
I don't care, even if it's 1 million. As long as they adapt, I don't fucking give a shit.
But you see, I don't know how much they're adapting, and how much they're bringing their culture with them. And so, that is my concern, is changing the culture of the country. It's not about skin color. It's not about that. It's about the culture.
Don't care about that shit. If you're a Swiss person, you speak Swiss German, you handle like a Swiss. You're not a fucking idiot that goes, oh, I can't eat ham because it's against my religion. Fuck off your religion. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck do you want special treatment for? Fuck off. If you don't want to eat it, don't eat it. But don't fucking make me have an extra sandwich for your stupid ass because you have your religious belief of fucking not eating ham. Fuck off.
Well, okay. And see...
That's what I hate about
Hi, Scooter.
These bullshit ass concepts that have no reason to exist anymore. Why do
I'm disagreeing with no reason to have exist anymore. I disagree with that. I mean, it's fine that you have those beliefs, but
they might have had something back in the whatever days, but fuck off, go away.
Well, that's your opinion, and you're happy to. I'm happy to have you have that opinion. I just don't share it. I don't share it.
I believe in fucking oils and shit. Get the fuck out of here! What the fuck are you doing?
Well, that's fine that you think that. I disagree, but I look at it from a cultural standpoint, and I just don't. And I've been thinking about this because I was watching somebody. Speak, who is really extolling the American culture and the American culture, and he's some hardcore Catholic in America, an Anglo-Catholic, not a and I'm just thinking, because more Catholics on the Supreme Court, more Catholics here, more Catholics there, and and I'm just thinking, Catholicism. What country that is predominantly Catholic culture? And I don't know how many people in Spain, modern day Spain, are religiously Catholic, but they're culturally Catholic. They're culturally Catholic. And you say a lot. I don't know the percentages.
Mostly on the farms and shit. Because those people
I don't know
that way, but in the city you start to see a lot less. Like Madrid compared to, I don't know, some little town in the fucking
absolutely right, Lum. But as a percentage of the population, I don't know how much is religiously, strongly religiously Catholic versus not religious very much. But they're all culturally Catholic. Which is an important thing, and as Scooter says, yes, religion is a good thing, but there can be very bad aspects to it. Can be, not saying there is, but on all this happy note, we're going to end this episode here.
Yeah, happy note.
Yes, Lum. I triggered Lum. Didn't mean to trigger Lum.
Me.
You got a bit upset, but
that's. I love to hate on religion.
Yeah, it's fine that you can. I don't. Yeah, I don't share those views.
It's a ridiculous concept to me. It makes me so mad.
And so, everyone's hearing that I'm happy to have people that disagree with me around me here, but just because Lum says it is not the policy of this channel.
It is.
No, it isn't. And so I want to
just wait till the uprising comes.
Yeah, all the uprising. Okay, so see you next time for more. Yes, even more. Hearts of Iron.